She gotta show it. Call her little baby, but that's just for short. Yeah.
I have about 20 to 21 videos. I have a total of like 43, but for now, for the time, for the well-being of others and their time, we are going to just jump straight into it. As you see, I have all the videos here we're going to react to. Let's get right into it, y'all.
It's not aging, it's you broke the law. That's where you got to learn from nature. Observe how patient nature is, because nature keeps giving you a chance. So you eat something that's against the law, you're not going to fall over dead immediately usually. You're going to be able to eat it for years and years, but you're going to feel worse and worse. The decrepitude starts to go in, your knees hurt and your joints hurt, and we call it aging. It's not aging, it's you broke the law. You broke the law, and Mother Nature has the patience it's gonna break you down slow. And all of a sudden one day you get up and you can't function the way that you otherwise would be able to function if you weren't breaking the law. So Mother Nature's got physiological karma, has patience built into it.
Wow.
When it comes to fasting and detoxing, it's supposed to take you out your comfort zone. That's why the first couple of days when you detox and fast, you feel very low energy. You don't feel too great. You don't feel all excited because you are starving the parasites that's in your body that want the processed food, want the sugary food, want the alcohol. And that's what you call the withdrawal phase. So do not give up on your journey. Do not give up on you. You gotta fight through it. You gotta fight for what you believe in. And if you believe in yourself, you're gonna fight for yourself and discipline ourselves. So this is why we fast and detox. Restart the body and kill parasites and kill things that are not supposed to be in there. All it takes is discipline. Nothing grows in the comfort zone. Nothing grows in the comfort zone. But evolution, when you get out the comfort zone. Let's get it.
I love that. I love that. Y'all know that I'm starting to practice fasting more, right? When I lost all the weight, you see pictures here. When I lost all the weight a couple years ago, I was intermediate fasting and I was not eating only when like my stomach was hungry. That's when I ate. So just because it was breakfast time, just because it's lunchtime, just because it's dinner time, or just because it's normal for most people to eat a snack throughout the day or eat dessert late at night, I only ate when I felt like I needed energy, like I needed food. Okay, so I want to get back into that mindset, into that mind frame. And that just comes with being disciplined, right? Not falling for peer pressure just because if you're out being social and people are having a drink or having food or having real high palatable food does not mean that you have to do the same as well, right? So that just comes with being more disciplined and having more self-love and self-care for yourself, knowing that I'm not starving right now, so why am I going to stuff my face just because everyone else is, right? Now, I am going to be still practicing. It's almost 10 o'clock. I woke up today around 9, so basically the last thing I ate was yesterday at 6 p.m. I try to have like my window from 6. I know that's not realistic all the time, but for most of the time I want to stop eating after, not eating past 6 p.m. Okay, and then as you're sleeping, you're fasting the whole time. Your body's healing itself. It's just wonderful. It does wonderful things for your body and you just feel so great, high energy. Like he said, sometimes when you're not used to fasting, you will feel low energy. However, y'all know in my vlogs that I always show y'all, I drink my cucumber lemon water. It keeps me super hydrated. It keeps me with high energy, even with nothing on my stomach. Right now I have not ate and I'm not gonna eat until after I work out. So I'm gonna film this video. It's probably gonna be about an hour. And then after that, I need to go do a drug test for this other, one of my side gigs. And then after I do that, I'm gonna go work out for 3, not 1, not 2, but 3. Yes, because I'm a life path 3 hours in the gym. Then I will eat. And at that point, it's 10 o'clock now. So it'll be probably like 2 or 3 or, no, I'm lying. It'll probably be about 3 or 4 o'clock when I eat. Okay, so that's almost 24 hours of fasting. So I'm gonna keep that regimen. I'm losing weight. I have not checked my weight. I know I'm slimming down, okay? My weight loss documentary is coming out soon for y'all, so I will definitely have that as soon as I get to my goal weight. We already know that. So all right, I'm done rambling. Let's jump back straight in the video. Let's focus. All right.
Anything that comes in a box, don't eat it. Anything that's made in a factory, don't eat it. Anything that comes with a barcode, don't eat it. Anything that's got a label on it and says ingredients have all these things. You know, is there a label on a banana? No. Eat it. But if it's got a box and it's got a little label on it with nutritional this, you know why they do that? Why do they put them? Because they want to fool you into thinking you can buy that stuff. Half of you, no, not even half, 90% of you don't know how to read.
He said 90% of you don't know how to read. No, honestly, that's crazy work. Think about it. Like, I think it's 70% of the things in the grocery store that are not fresh, whole food produce, we should not be consuming, right? Especially if it has a million ingredients on the back of it. We already know that. All right, next video.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you need to wake the fuck up. We are living in a matrix, and unfortunately the way this matrix is designed, it's not in our best interest. Look around you. Almost everything is poisoned right now. Our food supply, like, no, Bill, we don't want to eat your fucking Beyond Meat. Come on. But apart from that, it's sprayed with stuff we don't want. We're getting blasted by electromagnetic frequencies. There's stuff being sprayed in the sky. The water's got fluoride and all these other chemicals in it. Like, it's all poison. We all think that it's normal right now, but it's not. And here's the thing, and this might piss you off, but we have created all of this. Why? We are actually the creators of this reality. We're creating all of this. However, we've been cleverly programmed into creating this reality through mainstream education, mainstream medical system, through music, through television. We've all been programmed to broadcast this frequency, and all of a sudden we think that cancer is just a part of aging. No, it's fucking not. Cancer's not normal at all. It's because there's poison everywhere. Now, I know this all sounds negative, but here's the caveat. Just like we've been programmed to create all of this, we can reprogram ourselves and unify together and create a lasting change. If we can unify on this one topic and decide we don't want this anymore, we don't want chemicals in our food, we don't want chemicals in our water, we want real regenerative farming, we want to be outside, we don't want to get told that we need to put on toxic creams to protect ourselves from the sun, which is the creator of all life here. We don't want any of that. If we can unify together on this, we can enter into a new world of health, of prosperity, of joy, like we're supposed to be doing. So let's do that. Let's create a new matrix that's in harmony with all of us.
Amazing word. Do I need to say more on that? He hit every single angle, every single point. Thank you. Moving on, next.
What's killed more people? Alcohol or sugar?
Sugar.
Fentanyl or sugar? Heroin
Sugar.
or sugar?
Sugar.
Cocaine or sugar?
Sugar. When Lincoln was president, the average American ate less than 1 pound of sugar per person per year. Now, depending on who you ask, the low number is 250 pounds of sugar per person per year, and as high as 350 pounds of sugar. And you'll go, come on, Vinny, you're saying a pound a day?
Yikes. Y'all heard the stats? Y'all heard the numbers? Do I need to say more? Oh my goodness. All right, moving on.
One reason I feel like a lot of people have become very disillusioned in life is because now that we can all talk to each other like this, it feels like we're all realizing we're getting scammed. And I know what you think, well, what do you mean? Like, what's a scam? Just like everything, just like points broadly at everything in life. It's like you go to college and it's like, I mean, that's a pyramid scheme. I know pyramid schemes, that is a pyramid scheme. Okay. And then you go to work and they're just like, okay, not only do I feel like I'm getting scammed here, but I also feel like I'm scamming people. Like now I'm like a part of the scam. And then you turn on the TV and a politician just opens their mouth and you're like, everything you're saying is a scam. You're just a literal walking scam. You go to the doctor, you got to call the insurance, and everything out of their mouth, you're just like, it feels like this is some kind of scheme. Because it is. And it's just like, there's no escaping it. Everything in life is a scam. Even in death, you have somebody die dealing with the funeral home. It's just like, are you scamming my dead grandmother? Like, what is happening? And when that is just what life becomes, like you literally can't even just open up your phone without somebody being like, buy my course. Like, what is the point? What's the point of all this?
Everything is a scam. Everything is a psyop. The Federal Reserve is at the cornerstone of it. In fact, the 5 industries that I've identified that keep everything in place are oil, weapons, ag chemicals, pharmaceutical, banking. This is what's keeping everyone sick, and then buying the products that cure your diseases. Stay away from the commercial conduits as much as possible. AKA, get back to nature in as many facets as you possibly can, and that will heal the human body, mind, and soul.
Period. I love that. I love that. What a great way to end that video. He said, get back in tune with nature. That is the best way to heal the mind, the body, and the soul. Okay? They're all interconnected. That's why health is holistic. That's why I preach preventative health, right? Public health instead of instead of pharmaceutical drugs and medical doctors and all these things, right? Because they're taught to treat your symptoms. Okay? I was taught to cure and prevent them. Okay, let's get back into it.
You know, at this point, I'm not sure how much more exposing is going to take for people to finally come to the realization that no part of this system is built to protect them. That they should not be putting any sort of trust in government, healthcare, politics, banking, or media. Because every single one of these entities exists to serve itself and the machine, not you, not me, not us. Everything we consume was created with a design to keep us dependent. I've already covered how food is not real anymore. It's synthetic, it's modified, it's poisoned with chemicals that slowly kill your body while keeping you addicted to the taste. I've also covered how doctors, they don't heal you. Their job is to turn you into a customer, to sell you pills on top of pills so you can manage the symptoms they help create. Nobody is getting healed. They get maintained, sick enough to keep buying, but not well enough to walk away. And I think it should be a little bit more than clear by now that the media is not here to inform you. It is here to program you. The headlines are not news. They are scripts. They are manufactured stories pushed to divide, to push fear, to push obedience. You're being told what to care about, what to hate, what to fear, what to buy next. We are lab rats in a global experiment where money is the only God. They give us the illusion of freedom to keep us calm while the illusion of choice keeps us distracted. I mean, you think you're choosing your food, your news, your leaders? No, every single option comes from the same exact system. And you know, the most daunting part of all of this is when you realize that most people don't want to wake up. And I get it. Comfort feels great. It's so much easier to stay and lie in the comfortable lie than to even bother looking for a shred of truth. But the longer that you stay in that comfort zone, the easier you become to control, because they know that you're willing to trade your rights for convenience and for safety. And I'm telling you, man, if you took one step back and you looked around, you will start to see the patterns. You see the repetition, the programming, the same daily loop disguised as normal life. My tribe, that is the matrix, the controlled, calculated, scripted matrix. And then the question becomes, how much longer do we keep playing along? When is enough going to be enough? And I keep telling that awareness is going to be our only weapon, because the system can't run the program on us once we become aware of it, because we stop falling for it. So the only thing I can do is continue to bring awareness to you in hopes that eventually we all wake up, because a few woke ones ain't going to be enough to make a change. We need the masses to rise up against the machine. So my tribe, the mission continues. Until tomorrow, I love you. Namaste.
Love that message, my brother. Love it, love it, love it. All right, let's go.
Why is it that meat eaters have higher cancer rates?
Part of it is that when you heat meat in your oven, in your fry pan, whatever, carcinogens form, cancer-causing chemicals form in the meat. And that's not just red meat. The biggest source is actually chicken. Americans eat 1 million chickens per hour. But it's in fish, it's in any skeletal muscle that you heat up. So that's part of it. The other part of it is that when people eat meat, hormonal changes occur in their bodies in an unfortunate way. So things like breast cancer, prostate cancer are part of that as well.
This is absolute facts. Whenever you char, barbecue, have that layer of crisp on your meat, it becomes carcinogenic in nature. And all processed meat is a label 1 carcinogen as well. So it's another reason to go plant-based.
I love how 2025 adds up to 9. 2 plus 0 is 2, plus 2 is 4, plus 5 is 9. And 9 is all about endings and mastery and completion, right? When you're 9 months pregnant, what do? You give birth to something new, aka next year is a 1 year. 2026 adds up to 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. So I'm all about the esoteric knowledge here, right? So if you haven't already, make sure to like the video. Also, y'all, really, I told myself by the time I'm 30, I really want to be alkaline, vegan, plant-based, whole food. Okay, so not just vegan, not just plant-based, not just whole food, but all of that, right? Alkaline, vegan, plant-based, whole food. Okay, so it's very specific. That means you're eating fruits, veggies, nuts, seeds. Okay, so with that said, y'all, it's incredible the information that's out there for us to really obtain the knowledge, right? And we have a lot of sick people here in America. We have a lot of obese, overweight, inflamed people living here, walking amongst us, right? I think the stat is out of I don't know the stat, y'all, I'll put it here, but isn't that crazy? Like, that's a high number. That's a high probability that someone in your circle, someone you may know, you can literally go outside and walk around. You're not going to see a whole bunch of thin, in shape, healthy people. You're just not, right? And I want to break generational curses. I talked about it in one of my other videos. Make sure to watch all my videos. I talk about how I grew up thinking that there's starving people out there, right? So you need to eat all your food on your plate, even when you're full, because we don't waste food. But I was like, what happened to putting things away and saving them for later, right? I'm going off on a tangent here, but the main gist is a lot of people may have this knowledge, but I don't believe that the masses really believe how detrimental this is, right, to our health, the eating of meat. I grew up eating meat, right? I'm not going to say I'm done completely eating meat. I sometimes eat it, but I'm getting to the point where even if my boyfriend's eating meat and I'm like, okay, what's the alternative version? Let me get a falafel. If you're going to get salmon or steak, whatever, let me get something else. Because I grew up eating this food, and at 30 years young, it's like we have to make a change. And I told myself by the time I turn 30, I want to transition into being more plant-based. Not even more. I want to fully be alkaline, vegan, plant-based, whole food. Okay. So when you have the knowledge, right, I'd be ignorant to continue the habits and the patterns and the behaviors of eating this way when I already understand and know and have the knowledge of what it's doing to my body. Not only to your physical body, but also to your mind, body, spirit, your environment, everything, right? Everything has a cause and effect, right? Cause and effect. You're causing cancer to your body. It's going to affect a lot of things, and it affects your life. So in all, y'all, just make sure to make healthier choices. If you're still going to do the things that are cancer causing, just have a positive mindset. Try to, right? It's hard to have a positive mindset when we understand what they're doing in these industries, these food industries. They're not for our health, y'all. They are not for our health. Okay? Absolutely not. What is for your health will heal you. Okay? What is not will kill you. Okay? So with that said, moving on.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but age doesn't make you old. I know you're probably like, well, who are you to tell me? I'm like, listen, there was a 103-year-old neighbor that I had, and she looked in her early 70s. I said, how come you don't look so old? She said, old? Age doesn't make you old. It's when you let your life beat you down. That's what makes you old. It's when you're in relationships you know that you don't want to be in and you stay in them. That's what makes you old. When you're working a job that you know you don't want to be in, you stay in it. That's what makes you old. And she said, do you know where wrinkles come from? And I said, where? She said, when you allow your life to beat you down, you don't do what you love, it weighs on your spirit and your soul starts to sag. She said, that's where wrinkles come from. And I was like, yo, I'm not going to wait. I'm not about to wait till I'm about to die to start living. And at that time I was 32 and I looked almost 50. Right now I'm 46 and it seems like I'm aging backwards. But what's happening is I'm tuning in to nature's age for me, not forced age because of depression, stress, anxiety, hatred, resentment. All of those weigh the spirit down. And so my invitation to you, there's anything in your life that is weighing you down, just know that it's speeding up your natural aging process. You can tap into the fountain of you, capital Y-O-U, and then watch how life responds.
I love that message. I love that. Time does not defy your age, right? What defies your age is your mindset, your lifestyle, your habits, the patterns, the daily things that you do that accumulate over time, right? I love that. Beautiful.
My diet's so clean now that if I eat processed food, I feel hungover. My body literally rejects it. Most people live that way every single day and think it's normal. They wake up bloated, foggy, sluggish, and call it life. You're not tired because you're getting older. You're tired because your body's screaming for help. You've been numbed by sugar, addicted to convenience, and sold a lifestyle that slowly kills you, but tastes good doing it. We've normalized feeling like garbage. We've glamorized dysfunction. People walk around inflamed, constipated, anxious, and call it adulthood. You think you need more coffee. more motivation, more willpower. No, you need less poison. You can't live a high-performance life on low-quality fuel. Your body can't build purpose out of preservatives. Feeling like crap is a choice. You build those symptoms one bite at a time. Once you know what healthy feels like, you'll never settle for surviving again. That's the real detox. Not the cleanse, not the diet. The moment you realize what you used to call normal was actually killing you.
And there's many of us, like I said, the standard American diet, the SAD diet, the diet that causes cancer, right? That causes diseases and ailments and illness in the body. We have to eradicate these processed foods. We have to stop sending our kids to these fast food restaurants. We have to stop buying the high processed, high sugar foods. We have to. It's just, or else we're going to see a society full of obese, fat children and adults. So we have to stop. All right, next video.
How is it that Big Pharma has a drug for every symptom and yet no cure for a single disease? Well, that's because Big Pharma doesn't make their money curing people. They make money keeping people sick, keeping people dependent and scared. It's a business model. If you think about it, we've got more diseases now than at any other point in human history. I think we're up to 20 million new cancer cases a year, over 9 million deaths, and they project that number to go up to 35 million by 2050. So what the hell are these companies researching? You think they're trying to heal us? No, they are researching how to keep the disease just bad enough to be able to sell you the next drug, and then the next one, and then the one after that. You see, Big Pharma, they don't treat causes. They just suppress symptoms. It's like this. You get a pill for your blood pressure, and then you get a pill for the side effects of that pill. And then you need another pill for your kidneys that started failing because of the previous 2 pills. So as you see, it's a continuous vicious cycle. It's never a cure. They are turning your body into a subscription model. Your illness, that's their income. And they've built an entire healthcare system to make sure that you never come off the plan. These companies have convinced the world that natural food is dangerous, but somehow experimental injections are safe. Okay, they convince us that meditating, fasting, and herbs, those are all considered quack science, but lab-made chemicals with 80+ side effects, those are evidence-based medicine. They demonize any holistic healer, natural doctor, or health practices because they can't patent it. And not because it doesn't work, but because it cuts into their profit. And then if you call it out, they label you a conspiracy theorist. When in reality, it is the biggest conspiracy hiding in plain sight. Big Pharma is not in the business of healing. It's in the business of managing symptoms for profit. They don't want you healthy. They want you hooked. So stop putting trust in the people who profit off of your sickness. Start learning how to take your health back. Start asking questions. Start saying no. Start taking care of your body the way it was meant to be cared for, through natural things, not through chemicals. Because the cure, you're never going to find it in a pill. It's in the systems that they consistently tell us to ignore. They're not curing us. They're cashing in on us. And if we don't wake up now, our kids are the ones next in line. And tribe, you already know the mission is always to leave people better than we found them. And I hope that this information truly opens your eyes and makes you realize that no company or individual in power will ever truly have your best interest in mind. Until tomorrow, my tribe, I love you. Namaste.
I love his videos. Love you, my brother. Shout outs to him. He's very informed, very aware, very conscious, very demure. Are we still saying that? No, we're not. I don't know why that just came out of my mouth. But anyways, y'all get it. I hope y'all are getting it, because I have nothing to say after all that he said. We already know that it's repetitive on this channel, okay? Get with it or get lost. Hit the like button. Make sure to comment down below. All right, next video.
Not to be like vegan Godzilla. Y'all not even eating meat no more. If you eating meat in America, I need you to pack it up immediately. Throw it away. Throw it away. Just throw it entirely away. Y'all eating 3D printed carcass. Let's say it is actual meat. Have you seen the conditions in which these animals live in? If you believe in energy, you're telling me multiple times a day, every day, you consume the flesh of an animal that you've never come in contact with, that probably died horrified and in fear, you're ingesting that every single day. If you eating a 20-piece chicken wing, that's like 20 different fucking chickens. The energy of 20 different GMO chickens is sitting in your stomach. And you trying to lock in and do better for yourself? No, we need to pack it up. That does not even make sense. Energetically, if you are someone who is energetic, what do you think eating dead carcass? Like, it's not like you living off the land and, oh, you got a pond in your backyard and, oh, there's chickens that run around and you got a chicken. Like, that's different. No, this is the shit they are feeding y'all or feeding us in America. No, living off the land is different. Raising the chickens, raising the cows, doing it like that, that's different. But ordering a 20-piece McNugget? I'm trying not to be judgmental, but I'm really just trying to put it in perspective for y'all how crazy that sounds.
She's not lying. She's not lying. All right, next.
How do you smell bad? Perspiration does not smell unless you're toxic. So you say, well, that's not sociable. That's not admissible. I can't go out in the world like this. I got to stop this. So what are you really doing? The body's last desperate attempt to get rid of toxins through perspiration. What is the normal way of detoxifying? Through the liver and the feces, through the kidneys and the urine, through the breathing, you're breathing out carbon dioxide and so on. But when everything is blocked and the liver is overloaded and the kidneys are overloaded and the body tries to get rid of things through perspiration, you say, oh, nobody, you can't do that to me. It's not sociable. And you block it. You stop it. So what are you doing? You're pushing these toxins right back into the lymphatics, right back into the breast. Then you're surprised there's breast cancer. It's a contributing factor. I'm not saying it's the only thing. In men, it's a different story. Breast cancer in men is rapidly increasing. It's now 1% of female. And in men, it's particularly aggressive. You can't use ointments or creams or minerals or anything underarm except a little soap and water or maybe a little vinegar water. And then you say, yes, but I smell. What's my answer? Eat right and you won't smell.
I already talked about that. Hygiene is key, right? But it's all about what you're putting into your body. Your skin is your largest organ. And y'all see my vlogs, my self-care routine, right? But I emphasize that. I'm like, it's not just about what you're putting on your skin or putting on your body, aka deodorant, lotions, perfumes, scents, right? But what are you eating? You're gonna reek. I know y'all know what a reeking body smells like. It's disgusting, okay? For example, I was in the gym the other day and it was just like a musk smell and I was looking around and I was like, what is going on? Hold on, y'all. My hubby's kind of mean. Now, he can call me during the video. Okay, y'all, sorry for the interruption. Let's get back to the video. So, yeah, your hygiene is important. You want to make sure that you're eating the proper foods to make sure that you're not stenching, okay? Because like I said, the other day I was in the gym and the guy was just reeking of odor. And I was looking around, there was probably like 5 to 10 people in the gym. And normally when I work out in my gym, because people are normally at work during these hours, but sometimes you have people in there, you know, people work remote, work from home, whatever. And I was just looking around at everybody in there and I was like, I know, how are y'all in here working out under these conditions? Like my eyes were watering. My nose was tingling. Like, anyways, moving on.
The moment the body starts overcompensating for stress, anxiety, depression, insecurities, resentment, you not forgiving people, that's where the aging comes from because it weighs on your spirit and it starts to sag. Spirit can't hold that weight. I learned that from a 103-year-old who's my neighbor in Santa Monica, but she looked early 70s. So how come you don't look so old? She said, age doesn't make you old. It's when you let your life beat you down. That's what makes you old. And it was that conversation, really wanting to dive into spiritual work, letting go of things that I held against people from when I was a little kid, calling people and telling them, yo, listen, I held this resentment. I just want to apologize for holding resentment. I'm going to show you a picture from when I was 34 years old.
No
look
way.
Look at my eyes. I've had no surgical work done. And this is when I was holding resentment towards the 2 men who murdered my father, the person who molested me when I was 13. I let all of that go. And the hot air balloon doesn't leave the ground unless you release the weight. So when you start releasing the weight of your past, you'll be introduced to a whole different aspect of a universal order that is wanting to work in your favor.
I love his videos. He has such a heightened consciousness and he's just super aware, right? And I was watching something online that shared basically information. People that have cancer, they're holding on to trauma. And I just thought that was deep because we talk about health and nutrition and diet and what you're eating, right? What you're consuming. But we don't talk about the traumas. We don't talk about the mental health issues that people deal with. Why is it that some people can die of cancer in their 40s, but they lived maybe an average life? They ate meat, they ate dairy, but they died of cancer. Whereas someone who drinks alcohol, smokes cigarettes, but they're so free in their mind and their spirit that people may wonder, how do those people live so long? Yeah, they might have surgeries and, you know, they might have had medicines to treat their, or to subdue, right? To kind of, I can't think of the word. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, right? I hope y'all do. To basically numb the pain of what they're doing to their body, right? Because you can't just drink alcohol all day and not expect to have cirrhosis of the liver. Okay, let's get into it. But it just makes you think like, wow, you're holding on to trauma, that cancer, that tumor. It's holding on in your body and you have to release it. Like you said, like the hot air balloon, you have to release that weight. You have to let it go. You have to forgive. Never forget, but forgive and live a positive life. Have that positive mindset. Welcome back to Vibe High Training. Thank you so much for tuning in today and clicking on this video. Don't forget to hit the free link below and follow my free Facebook support group. There I talk about numerous information on health, nutrition, even key hidden gems on financial freedom and keys to longevity, not only for your health, but also for your finances. Okay, next video.
The most common word I see in my comments is brainwashed. I'm a brainwashed vegan. Come with me and see if we can see a little bit of brainwashing from the meat and dairy. Laughing cow. Now, when do we think she was laughing? Do we think it was when she was sexually abused, had her baby stolen, or when she stopped producing enough milk to be deemed profitable and then had her throat cut? Now, this farmer looks pretty happy, and it's probably because he's just given a happy ending to a bull right before he artificially inseminates a cow. Natural. Now, I'd love to know how natural it is to be lowered into a carbon dioxide gas chamber and suffocating to death. 97% fat-free. Too bad that doesn't negate from the fact that it's still a group 1 carcinogen in the same category as cigarette.
Yikes. Okay, y'all, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more videos to go, and then we will do the rest in another video series. But I'd like to thank y'all for staying tuned and staying in and being informed and informing yourself on the importance of having a healthy lifestyle, right? So important. All right, so next video.
Let me tell you the 4 things you should never bring into your house. I don't care if you go out once in a while and treat yourself, but the 4 things that should never enter the front door of your house. Number 1, processed meats. We know that they are associated with cancer. Number 2, sugar-sweetened beverages like fruit juices and Coca-Colas and Mountain Dews. It's the number 1 source of refined sugar in the American diet. 3rd thing you should never have in your house, salty snacks. We know that they're most associated with obesity. And the final thing is packaged sweets, also highly associated with obesity. If you want to enjoy these things, go out and get them. Just don't have them tempting you all the time in your house, and we'll see you when you're.
He said, we'll see you when you're 100. Yikes. Yeah, so I stay away from the deli meats. Okay, that was like more when I was in elementary school. I would love me a good turkey sandwich, but yeah, we got to stay away from that. All right, next video.
Guys, here are 5 dangerous foods that could be fueling cancer in your body. Are you eating them? Stick around. Let's find out. The first food, guys, is processed meats. I'm talking about your luncheon meats, your bacons, your sausages, okay? What's so dangerous about these? Well, they have nitrates and nitrites, right? And they can turn into cancer-causing agents. Nitrosamines, guys. That's bad juju. Here's the second thing that could be fueling cancer in your body that you don't know about. Refined carbs, okay? I'm talking about your pastries, your donuts, your sugary snacks. Like these things, they spike your blood sugar, they create inflammation in the body, which is another factor, right, that could be leading to cancer. This is bad juju. The third thing that could be fueling cancer in your body that you don't know about, deep fried foods, guys. I know you like a good fried chicken. I do too, guys, but let me tell you what's so bad about that. It's filled with trans fats and acrylamides, okay, which also is linked to cancer. Limit the fried foods, okay? Here's the 4th thing that could be fueling cancer in your body that you don't know about, alcohol, okay? It breaks down to acetate formaldehyde, guys. What does that do? It weakens your immune system. It damages your DNA. It disrupts your hormones, guys. Makes you more susceptible to cancer, guys. So I know you like a good drinky drink, okay? But know what you're doing when you take the drink. It's putting you in danger of cancer. And finally, guys, we got the fifth thing, right? That could be fueling cancer in your body, okay? Excessive red meat. I'm talking about your beef, okay? Your lamb. Too much red meat. Like, what's the danger in that, Coach Ro? It's linked to colorectal cancer. That's what it is, guys. So you want to diminish that opportunity? Limit this red meat.
Or just cut it out completely, you know? Yeah. All right, moving on.
Are already a reality. Using a 3D printer, they print lab-grown steaks that are almost indistinguishable from meat in appearance, texture, and taste.
Oh, disgusting, disgusting, yuck, yuck, yuck. This is the world we live in. Okay, it's an artificial world. It's an illusion world.
See if it's true that Oreo cookies are so filled with toxins that they will not burn when you hit them with a blowtorch. This is the real deal, guys. We're not playing around here. We're gonna see what really happens.
Okay, so here's our first Oreo, and we're just gonna do a quick 1/2 second blast, and nothing really happens there. So here's our second Oreo. We're gonna do about 1 to 2 seconds, and again, still nothing happens. Okay, I'm gonna increase the video speed for you guys so you're not just waiting around. So that was a 5-second blast right there, and still nothing. This is kind of interesting. All right, we're gonna kick it up to about a 10 to 12 second blast here on this next one, and still nothing. Okay, notice the wood is burning, but the Oreo is really not. Okay, we're gonna do a full 30-second blast on this last one here. And oh my God, I just can't believe this. This is crazy. The wood is on fire. The Oreo is barely destroyed. This is the solid cookie right there. That was 30 whole seconds. Look at this. It didn't even really burn. In fact, you could still see Oreo. Look at this. This stuff on the inside is barely melted. The wood is trash, but the cookie stays strong. Wow, this is how toxic our food source is. And many of these toxins that we have eaten over the years, they bioaccumulate, meaning they get stored in our body and have the potential to create disease and obesity.
Because we all know that obesity is holding on to the toxins in your body, and they're forming these pouches to accumulate the toxins, right? So that they don't seep into our bloodstream and then you die. It becomes fatal, right? Oh my gosh, y'all. And I used to eat Oreos all the time. I grew up eating Oreos, okay? And it's just crazy to know how fake our food is. That's just an Oreo. There's millions of products. Don't even call them food anymore. Just call them what they are, products, chemicals, okay, that they make in these laboratories, and they sell to us for a profit, and they make them so palatable and they make them so delicious tasting that we become addicted, right? You can't just eat one bag of chips. You have to eat the whole bag, okay? Next video.
This is gonna burst your bubble, but if you eat cheese, you're gonna wanna watch this. One of the ingredients to make cheese is rennet. And oh, guess who's come in and taken over that process? The one, the only, Pfizer. Probably nothing, but a whopping 90% of cheeses sold in America uses a genetically modified version made from Pfizer. I don't want the word technology associated with my food or with my health at all. And again, just in case you missed it, yeah, read the bold for me. It's probably nothing. Why is biotech infiltrating with CRISPR technology? Okay. And I just want to give a shout out to these demons who have allowed it to be. So thank you, FDA. I trust you. Thank you for bringing bioengineered technology, gene-altering technology into our food industry. Thank you. I mean, the best thing, obviously, is that even though 90% of the North American cheese is made with this garbage, the ingredients label do not distinguish between, of course, why would they? Why Why would they? Why would they? Oh wait. Oh, you think you're safe because you're a vegetarian? Side note, if I'm craving cheese, which is like, I might buy it 2 times a year, okay? I only buy 1 cheese. Because A, it's the highest content of protein in any cheese. B, it's not made in America. So that would be Parmigiano, okay? And I just want to highlight this real quick. Okay, Parmesan is a fake cheese made in America. You want Parmigiano, you want the G. If it doesn't have a G in it on the menu or on the label, do not put this garbage in your body. You want the Parmigiano from Italy. Oh, and one more thing. Just like Pringles aren't considered chips because they don't have the percentage of real potatoes to equate to a chip, Velveeta, surprise, surprise, is not technically a real cheese. So what are people eating? I can't. I mean, last thing I'll highlight, are we surprised here? Profit over people. F these demons. Get me off this trash planet!
Yikes. Yikes, y'all. I cannot. Moving on. We got 2 more videos and then we're done. Okay, this is too much.
Give me an example of a food that's a vaccine.
You recognize? Yes. University of California, Riverside has already perfected the ability to put human vaccines into our lettuce right now. Also, tomatoes has the ability to do that also for UC Berkeley. And then Big Tobacco, RJ Reynolds and stuff has perfected the ability to put a human vaccine into tobacco products. Chairman Clements?
And is that even legal to do in the state of Tennessee, to sell those with a vaccine in them?
You recognize? Well, I'm not arguing that point. What I'm saying is there is no law deeming those that when you go into a grocery store, you should know as a consumer, this head of lettuce is a head of lettuce. The head of lettuce right next to it could contain a vaccine in it. All we're saying is if it does have the vaccine in it, make sure it's listed as a pharmaceutical so people can get the proper dosage.
You recognize? Thank you. Well, my question is right now, can you walk into a grocery store and there be a head of lettuce for sale that has a vaccine in it? I don't think that's allowed under state law presently. And if it is, and you have to list it as a pharmaceutical, are we going to then have Walgreens pharmacists with a refrigerated section? I mean, how's this going to play out?
You recognize. Thank you. This is more of a consumer protection bill right here, is to make sure that if you're going in to buy tomatoes and there's a polio vaccine in there, that you are aware of what you're buying has a polio vaccine. The problem you have is if it's not treated as a pharmaceutical, being the size and difference between you and me, how many tomatoes do I have to eat to get the proper dosage versus how many tomatoes that you have to eat? And if you eat too many, do you get a overdose? If you eat too less, like we had in the cattle industry with Aeromycin, we weren't dosing our cattle properly and the horn flies were developing an immunity to it. If we don't have the proper dosage of a vaccine, it could lead to the efficacy of that drug not work anymore.
I want you guys to do some research, do some homework as we go into this next video. Why were vaccines created, right? I get it. We had all these things in history, but just like COVID, like how was COVID created? Why was that vaccine created? Oh, there was something in a lab in China that, what? Why are you putting a vaccine in nature, what God source gave for us humans to consume? Why are you putting a vaccine? If the tomato is healthy, the tomato is healthy. Like, why are you going to put something that's maybe not healthy into something that's healthy? That, all right, that video is just, it does something to my spirit. Okay, anyways, next and last video.
Beware of farm-raised salmon. Atlantic salmon is most often farm-raised, but look at that beautiful color. Man, that looks like a healthy piece of fish. However, when you flip it over, Atlantic salmon, color added. That color contains something called PCBs, highly Causing, highly toxic. Yes, it is a super toxin. It was banned in 1979 because it actually accumulates in the body, and that accumulation does in fact drive cancer. But this is something that looks so good, but we need to be aware of. No color, no farm raised, and beware of even organic.
At this point, just eat fruits, veggies, nuts, seeds, okay? Just avoid the meat, avoid the carcasses, avoid the fetus, avoid the feces, avoid. A lot of things to avoid, okay? So with that said, y'all, we still have a long way to go, a lot of videos, but we will continue this series in the next series of videos. So I wanted to keep this video under an hour, but all I have to say is we have to do better. We have to do better as a society. People are still going to indulge in these behaviors, right? So my boyfriend, as he called me, he's like, babe, I'm gonna come do dinner tonight. What do you want to eat? And I'm like, well, first of all, you eat late because you're done working late. So I told him I'm gonna stop eating at 6. So he said he's gonna get Mediterranean food. I said, okay, that's cool. But tonight, Bye Bye Training is making quinoa with onions and zucchini. It's so delicious. I love it. So I'll be eating that. So I don't know what he'll be eating tonight, but yeah, I just want to eventually eradicate eating meat, dairy, eggs, cheese, like all this stuff. I want to eradicate that out of my regimen, out of my diet. But it's about making those long-lasting changes that will in turn benefit you in the long run, right? We always talk about the present moment, being in the present moment. Yes, that's fine and dandy. However, I am also too looking at my future and longevity. Like, okay, Bye Bye Training, you're 30 years young right now. I'll be 31 in 6 months. That's crazy work. But right now I'm 30, and when I'm 40, when I'm 50, like, am I going to still be eating pizza, beer, wine, tacos, chips, cookies, burritos, ice cream? Am I going to still be consuming these things on a regular basis? And I tell myself, I don't want to. I don't want to, because I know what those foods, they're not even foods, right? I know what those chemicals are doing to my body in the long term. Yes, right now I can always detox. I could drink a tea, drink my water, do a cleanse. But at the same time, when you have the knowledge like myself, and I'm giving you guys this free game, this free knowledge, right? To take with you and take heed. A lot was said in all of these videos. However, we have to understand and realize that we have to know what these things are really doing to us on a frequency level, on a vibrational level. What is this doing to our minds? This is why our world is so chaotic. If everyone ate, I'm telling you, if everyone ate fruits, veggies, nuts, seeds, do you think we'd have wars? Do you think people would be going to schools and churches and shooting up people in grocery stores, shooting people, robbing people? Do you think these things will be happening if people were vibrating at a high state, at a high level, and they were eating source food, not food with vaccines in them, but foods that come from Mother Nature, from source, right? The sun sheds light on our fruits, veggies, nuts, seeds, and we consume them. We're consuming light. We can really just go outside and consume the sun. That's literally what we can do. But with that being said, y'all, I want to keep this video not too long. I love y'all. I'd like to thank you so much for tuning in. I will have this series. This is a continued series on my channel that we're going to be discussing and reviewing and watching these informative health information videos. Again, I'd like to thank y'all, and make sure to follow my free Facebook support group. There I post more long form content on the health concentrated information. But on my YouTube channel, I like to take the videos I find on Instagram and put them on here on mainstream media, and then we go over them, review them, and let me know down in the comments if you've learned something, if something is resonating with you. And I'd like for you to just take care of yourself, okay? We all know someone or have known someone that has cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, all these different ailments and illnesses, right, that we experience here in America especially. And we have to not only be mindful, but to our kids, to our loved ones, we have to be mindful, because everything has an effect. I always say that, cause and effect, right? What are we doing? Are we feeding our children these McDonald's? Are we feeding them whole foods? Are we feeding them fruits, veggies, nuts, seeds? Are we feeding them processed junk, high sugar content, high sodium content? Okay. All right, that is enough for today. I love y'all, and I will definitely see y'all in the next video. Make sure to subscribe, stay high vibrational, and fit and healthy. Love y'all.